guys, good news. I found my glasses. So this will be August 13th. I gotta tell you guys, so first of all, I'm really excited. I get to meet Damien today from Global Witness, which is really exciting. All the way from Australia! I tried to say his name right now, but I don't want to butcher it. He's giving me directions right now to Raven Rock Ranch. Yay! Me and Tish are gonna go pick him up, and we're gonna go to Sedona, because I ain't never been, he ain't never been. He came all the way from Australia. I came all the way from Mexico. Wait, okay, I was born in the United States, not Mexico, but whatever. I'm delirious, and I'm gonna tell you why before I start reading this. I kept having dreams all night. Not like catastrophic dreams, but like, it was cold. And I'm in Arizona. It's not cold here. Me and my friends from Oregon, that we were like, it wasn't catastrophic. It was just, it went from sorta cold to frosty cold to ice cold to snow everywhere to deep snow, and it was just like, so that was kind of annoying. And then I woke up, and it didn't matter that I went to sleep kind of early last night. No, it didn't matter, because what ended up happening was that I woke up and it felt like my body had straight been like borrowed for the night, and ran and did manual labor all night, and then woke up, and then as I woke up, they dropped off my body and said, see ya. And so I'm like, what is happening? So, but we have Jesus calling this morning. So if you guys had some weird dreams last night or anything like that, share them in the comments, because what happened? What energies did I miss? Was something happening? I don't understand. August 13th. Learn to enjoy life more. I get to go to Sedona today with some good friends, Tish and Damien. Hell yeah, I'm super excited. They have like these Buddhist temples over there that have these circular prayer building things. I want to totally do a video. If they let me, is that a thing at Buddhist temples? I don't know, I'll find out. But you walk around this circular structure, and as you pray, you spin it. This circular thing. So stuff like that. I'm really excited. If you can hear the cicadas outside, that's what that is. Learn to enjoy life more. Relax. Remembering that I am God with you. I crafted you with enormous capacity to know me and enjoy my presence. Did you know he made you to enjoy his presence and to know him? Oh, enormous capacity to know me and enjoy my presence. When my people wear sour faces and walk through their lives with resigned rigidity, I am displeased. Why is he displeased? Because he wants you happy, and he knows it's a... I know to say it's a choice is harsh. If you're a kid, probably not your choice. If you're in a really abusive situation, get help. That's a choice. If you're an adult, you're an adult. Get help. Make your way out. I live in the United States, so obviously if there's other places in the world where you're under like military rule, and well, obviously that wasn't for you. Sorry. I am a little bit off this morning. I apologize. But I'm excited. I just have no energy. I am displeased. When my people wear sour faces and walk through their lives with resigned rigidity, I am displeased. I guess the difference is the resigned rigidity, isn't it? What's resigned rigidity? I think it's when you're like Charlie Brown walking around with that cloud over your head, and you're like, everything sucks. It's always gonna suck. Never gonna change. Look, of course that happened. Why wouldn't that happen? It's my luck. I have no luck. Don't say, clear, cancel, and delete all those things every time you catch yourself saying it, because that's resigned rigidity. I am displeased. He is displeased with that, y'all. When you walk through a day with childlike delight, savoring every blessing, you proclaim your trust in me, your ever-present shepherd. And where's he going to lead you? Besides still waters. The more you focus, and sometimes those still waters, and by stillness, it might be the eye of the storm. But A, is peace there. The more you focus on my presence with you, are you walking with him? You following him around all day? Is he by your side? Hey buddy, what's up? Can you picture Yeshua next to you? One of the advices that I got from Dear Soul's Eye Jewels was that as I do, and by the way, how am I doing with this? I'm on lesson 16 yesterday. So am I doing one every day? Am I giving myself condemnation for it? I'm doing one every day that I can. And I'm actually doing them with Tish now in the car, so that's really cool on the way to work. And it really opens up incredible conversations. But I also, throughout the day, when I can do it, because you're supposed to do 3-4 lessons a day, only like a minute each. It's really highly recommended. Course in Miracles, yo. What's up? Student lessons. Thank you, Malia, for this book. Miss Malia Bros, thank you. Bless both of you. This leads to what Soul's Eye Jewels had asked me to do. It's like, go ahead and do it as if you were doing it with Christ. So, when I say I have no neutral thoughts, that was yesterday's lesson, lesson 16. It's like, literally, when you have those times alone that you can study, or study any of the scriptures, I like to go, hey, Jesus, what's with this? And I know it seems a little like, really? But try it. It opens up a space in your heart and a space specifically in your mind where you kind of step back with him and go, let's look at this in a neutral thought. Oh, that was dead on. Look at it in a neutral thought. Jesus. Sorry, Father. Do you see how, am I the only one that had this weird night where everything is like, whew. It's like my body and my mind are connected today. I better be. I'm going to be walking around Sedona. I've never been there. I hear it's rocky. I have my tennis shoes on. It's all good. Focus. Sorry. Okay. Thank you, Father. When you walk through a day with childlike delight, even when you're a klutz, you're able to get over. Savoring every blessing, you proclaim your trust in me, your ever-present shepherd. The more you focus on my presence with you, the more fully you can enjoy life. That's where that place in your mind and your heart get opened up, and you start looking around at things, and it's not, you don't take offense. It's taken me years to still continue to get to that space where I don't take offense. But the victim mentality person I was just a year and a half, 2 years ago to where I am now, I guarantee you practice not being offended, because Christ was not offended except like one time. Remember, he flipped the tables around. Because somebody was trying to make the temple into a marketplace. Somebody was trying to keep worshipers from worshiping, charging them, cheating them. Disgraceful. Anyway, when you walk through a day with childlike delight, savoring every blessing, you proclaim your trust in me, your ever-present shepherd. The more you focus on my presence with you, the more fully you can enjoy life. Because you're not offended anymore. You don't take things personally anymore. And that opens up all the space in your heart and your mind to look around and go, dang, isn't this a beautiful day? Isn't that a beautiful tree? Isn't this a beautiful moment? I get to do this. Like right now. This is a thing. I get to do this. And I have beautiful subscribers that watch every day and are uplifted by it because they tell me so. This is a thing? Yes. What's your thing? Get on here and be a thing with us. What's that thing? That's the light of joy, of peace. This is a blessing. My presence with you. The more you focus on my presence with you, the more fully you can enjoy life. Glorify me through your pleasure in me. glorify me through your pleasure in me. Thus you proclaim my presence to the watching world. How does it get better than that? How does it get easier than that? How does it get better than that? What a gift. I'm about 20 minutes behind schedule now. So, Damien, I'm sure you'll understand. August 13th from Outmost for His Highest. Oh, my goodness, we forgot to say which scriptures those were from. That was Matthew 1, 2, 3. It was Matthew chapter 1, 23. And John chapter 10, verse 10 through 11. So if you really want to explore that presence and how to delight in it more, go to Matthew 1, 23, 1, 2, 3, and John 10, 10 through 11. Okay. Do not quench the spirit. August 13th. Do not quench the spirit. Oh, this one I can actually read. Do not quench the spirit. 1 Thessalonians 5:19. The voice of the Spirit of God is as gentle as a summer breeze. That's why we have to be still and be quiet. Still our minds, all that chatter. Watch it go by. All that chatter, watch it go by. Don't pay attention to it, just let it go by. And eventually you get to that still place, especially if you're outside. Like if you find a tree outside with a little chair in it, put a bench there, I don't know. Take a blanket out and just look up at the sky. Eventually, just look at all the clouds and watch them go. Breathe in, breathe out. Do that for a few minutes every day, and eventually you will find that place of stillness for those that are having trouble finding it. Because believe me, I feel you. But practice has made it so. And more every day it's like that. You laugh a lot more. That's how you know. Whether that be in the inside if you're an introvert, or giggling like a schoolgirl on the outside if you're an extrovert. The voice of the Spirit of God is as gentle as a summer breeze. So gentle that unless you are living in complete fellowship and oneness with God, you will never hear it. The sense of warning and restraint that the Spirit gives comes to us in the most amazingly gentle ways. Oh, it's true. Mostly you'll be by yourself when these moments hit. The majority of the time, in my experience, you'll be like, wow. You'll be like, did anybody see that? Wait. Oh, that was just for you and me, Father. Okay. Wow, thank you. The sense of warning and restraint that the Spirit gives comes to us in the most amazing, gentle ways. What that was talking about was in regards to, you know when you're going to do something because you used to do it in a small or large way and your conscience comes up? That's what that's about. So that's the polarity of both of that. The sense of warning and restraint that the Spirit gives comes to us in the most amazingly gentle ways. Now, if you keep pushing through and doing the negative thing or what you're used to doing, or like, oh, nobody will notice. Yeah, that's when the Spirit will start to bring panic and unease and anxiety into you. Because, oh yeah, Father made all emotions. So in those moments of the Spirit trying to get you to do the right thing, you will feel those things. Or if the Spirit wants you to go somewhere and you're still somewhere else, and the Spirit's been warning you since that morning, like, hey, I need you to leave now, or I need you to go there today, or I really need you to finish that. And if it starts off gentle, you're like, okay, I'm getting uncomfortable. Just do it. Just do it. Those are rare moments, by the way, in my experience. Very rare moments. And it's a slow progression. So you can't say all of a sudden you were full of anxiety and oh my God, I gotta go. That's impulsivity. That's not the Father. He's a gentleman. Everything's with ease with him. So it's like this slow nudge. Gently. Like, oh, we have to go today. We gotta go. And for example, I'm not feeling that right now, even though we're running 20 minutes late to get Damien. So I'm sure that you can see the difference. Prioritize the Father first. And the signs will be there. The gentle pushing, the gentle kisses will be there. And if you are not sensitive enough to detect his voice, you will quench it. And your spiritual life will be impaired. That's when things start to go crappy. Check this out. Do you see this? 79 cents at a thrift store. I feel fancy. Who knew 79 cents can make you feel so fancy? This sense of restraint will always come as a still small voice. That's look up 1 Kings 19:12 for more of that. So faint that no one except a saint of God will notice it. That kind of actually made me feel good, because when that pull comes, and out of practice for the last 5-7 years, especially the last 5, you know when it's the Father's voice. He's trying to get you out of danger and out of harm's way or out of drama that will kill your spirit and therefore stop the connection from being that sensitive, Beware if so faint that no one except the saint of God will notice it. Beware if in sharing your personal testimony you continually have to look back saying, once a number of years ago, I was saved. You should be saved every day. If you have put your hands to the plow and are walking in the light, there is no looking back. Oh, Jeanette just got told. When I look back, I hope that that's not what the Father sees. I look back in gratitude. I'm like, oh. I look back. I guess that wasn't for me, because I look back and look at it so that there's a difference. So that hopefully people that are not, or where I was, can look and go, see, she's okay now. So, but maybe I will meditate on that. If you have to put your hands to the plow, if you have put your hands to the plow and are walking in the light, there is no looking back. Apparently I have to learn a new way to teach. Perhaps. And the past is instilled into the present wonder of fellowship and oneness with God. Well, I guess that is how it feels, because I'm like, can you believe it? Look how... And now I'm like, hey, okay. Did that make sense? We'll see. Yeah, I love you guys. How you put up with me, I just love you guys. The past is instilled into the present wonder of fellowship and oneness with God. Looking back, the past is instilled into the present wonder of fellowship and oneness with God. That's look into Luke 9:62 and also see 1 John chapter 1, 6-7 for more. If you get out of the light, you become a sentimental Christian. Oh! Okay. Oh, you smack. I guess I'm not out of the light. So, okay. Thank you, Father. Okay. If you get out of the light, you become a sentimental Christian. I get it. So it's like everything you did. It's kind of like the football player that the glory days were back then. That's all you talk about. Okay, I get it. And live only in your memories. So don't live in your memories. Live in the light, and every memory, put it in the past. Yes, have it for comparison so that you can delight in the Father more in the present moment as you see everything He's done for you and look how far you've come. Good for you. Do that. Beware of trying to cover up your present refusal to walk in the light. Are you saying you're walking in the light? And actually walking not in the light? That is a really hard one. That's a very personal one. I journal on that one. I'd look at myself and look at the different departments of my life and see where that struggle and strain is. And if it's not there to teach, if it's just beating the crap out of my soul, I would look at things like that as like, oh, what am I doing that is displeasing the Father? Otherwise my spirit would be nourished right now, not... Unless it's a lesson. I mean, deprogramming is hard, guys. That's where patience and time and persistence and consistency and the ability to persevere. I use that word a lot for a reason. Persevere could sometimes be but for a night. A night can kill you. But if you persevere through it, you could have months of delight. There's always going to be those moments. I wish I could say, once you hit a certain pinnacle of spirituality, you just, but I haven't found that to be the case. And if I do, I'll be sure to let you know and try to tell you how I did it. Pretty sure it has something to do with not being offended and not taking things personal. Walk in the light and boundaries. Did I mention boundaries? By recalling your past experiences when you did walk in the light. That's 1 John 1:7. Whenever the Spirit gives you that sense of restraint, call a halt. That's called a boundary. Did I just not say that? Thank you, Father. Whenever the Spirit gives you that sense of restraint, call a halt and make things right. Or else you will go on quenching and grieving the Spirit without even knowing it. And your life will just turn into muckety muck and depression and just ugh. Suppose God brings you to a crisis and you almost endure it. But not completely. Interesting. He will engineer the crisis again. It's called a vicious circle. Oh, did you not learn? Let's do it again. Until it's so sickening to you that you recognize how sickening and sad and disheartening it was and displeasing it was to the Father the first time you did it. He felt like that the first time you did it. You know that place when we get after all those vicious circles, we get to the end, we're so tired, we're so exhausted, we're so over it, that we finally make a better choice? Well, just know that in that moment, that very end moment where you just like finally made a better choice and got yourself out of harm's way, Father wishes you had done that the first time, because it equally hurt him, because he knew it was. Oh, I love the Father. Thank you, Father. Suppose God brings you to a crisis and you almost endure it, but not completely. He will engineer the crisis again, but this time some of the intensity will be lost. That's interesting. Because it's in those vicious circles that I've been aware of, it's usually worse until you become so... What's that word where you just get used to it and it becomes your life and you just think everybody lives like that? You almost become detached from it. There's a word for it, but I can't recall. You just no longer recognize it. Maybe that's what they're talking about. That's when you're in a lot of trouble. And the Father brings people in to tell you, that's not normal. You're not supposed to suffer like that. You're not supposed to feel dead inside like that. You're not. It's not a thing. He will engineer the crisis again, but this time some of the intensity will be lost. You will have less discernment and more humiliation at having disobeyed. Strong words here, but they're true. If you continue to grieve his Spirit, which is in your heart, if you continue to grieve yourself, your own heart, your own life, you're grieving him. If you continue to grieve his Spirit, there will come a time when that crisis cannot be repeated because you have totally quenched him. God help us. But if you will go on through the crisis, if you persevere, if you stand still in that storm long enough to gather yourself and make better choices. I can't say it. I will never stop saying that. It's that simple, guys. But you gotta love yourself to know what those better choices are. Here it's advising you to look at it as if the Father, you're grieving your Father. You're grieving your own heart because you have totally quenched him. But if you will go on through the crisis, your life will become a hymn to praise to God. Would you rather be a hymn than an outcry or a whimper? Your life will become a hymn of praise to God. Never become attached to anything that continues to hurt God, aka yourself, your heart. He dwells there. He made it. For you to be free of it, God must be allowed to hurt whatever it may be. It's an interesting point of view that's very valid, and I hope you guys can see that he's not trying to purposely hurt you. We're so connected to each other that when it hurts you, it hurts him, it hurts him, it hurts you. We're hurting. Stop hurting. Make better choices. I can hear the van outside. Tish is probably like, where is she? I'm gonna go pick up her friend. And she's not even ready. I love you guys. Hasta mañana.